Now the first deck I want to talk about on this channel is sort of a hybrid between a Rakdos Sacrifice and a Mono Black Aggro. It has incredibly explosive starts, and I think it really has some legs. The core of our deck revolves around Priest of Forgotten Gods. Now we have 13 1-drops, that way we can get the Priest online as quickly and efficiently as possible. Now what's interesting about this deck is we also have Fiend Artisan. Fiend Artisan doubles as a sack outlet, as well as a way to find the Priest when we don't have it. So in a way, Fiend Artisan is kind of 4 more copies of Priest of Forgotten Gods, so long as you're willing to take a turn off and lose a little bit of tempo. What's also cool about Fiend Artisan is in the mid-game, he sort of acts as a pseudo-Rotting Regisaur. And what I mean by that is we have 2 copies of Demonic Embrace, so just like the Mono Black Aggro decks, we can slap an Embrace on a Fiend Artisan mid-game, and it really slams in for a lot of damage. Putting everything in our deck every turn into our graveyard is pretty powerful and makes this guy really big. We've also got silver bullets that we can search for with Fiend Artisan, which makes him especially good. 1 Cruel Celebrant. It's honestly just to serve as a 5th Bastion of Remembrance. When this guy's on the board, we can close out games really quickly. We get their life really low, and then the Bastion just kind of keeps us safe. They can't wipe the board. Pretty much anything except for Extinction Event or Ugin can't touch us. We've also got 1 copy of Lazotep Reaver. The Reaver is interesting because if you're in a situation where, say, you've got a Priest and a Fiend out and just 1 1-drop, you can sack the 1-drop to the Fiend to grab a Reaver so that you have 2 creatures to sack to the Priest so that you don't have to sacrifice your Fiend Artisan. It's very important. We've also got 1 copy of Timurit. Now that's to search out with the Fiend Artisan in case they're running any graveyard shenanigans, as they usually do. Follow that up with 2 copies of Lurrus. This is also sort of a silver bullet target. It's something we can search for with Fiend Artisan, but we usually want it to come into play more often than most of our other silver bullets. We've got 2 copies here, just to keep the consistency up. We've got 1 silver bullet Veto, because if you get him into play in the right situations, you can just close the game outright. But also, we are running 3 Revival Revenge and 3 Call of the Death Dweller. Now, Revival is sometimes better, because turn 2, if they do something silly like kill your Vessel, you can bring it back with Revival. But if you happen to draw it late game with a Fiend Artisan on the board, you can actually use Fiend Artisan to search up Veto, and then win the game outright by playing Revenge. It's pretty crazy. Call the Death Dweller, on the other hand, is also worth running, which is why I have 3 of each rather than 4 of one or the other. Now, Call of the Death Dweller can do some interesting shenanigans as well. It can get back Lurrus if our Lurrus dies, but more importantly, if one of the creatures it gets back is a Footlight Fiend, when we sack the Footlight Fiend, we can kill anything just by hitting it with 1 damage because it now has Death Touch. Very, very good. So, this is the deck, and let's check out the games. Vandal. Is he gonna vandalize our deck? This is a really good hand. It's not optimal. The Fable Passage is awkward, but it's fine. If we top deck again, that would be phenomenal. There we go. Alright then. So play the Fiend first. Means he can't attack him with the champion. He also can't remove it. Or he does attack him with the champion? That's awkward. Okay. Sometimes these mono red players, they don't know how to do anything except turn things sideways. So they just turn things sideways. We're gonna get out the Priest, hope it survives. He drops an Annex, which means it does, which means we're in a very good position. What we're gonna do is drop 2 Vessels, sack them both. He'll lose his champion, get a token, but Annax's power will go down, which which is very much relevant. And then we're gonna revival the vessel. Have a 5/5 flyer. He is gonna be very upset about that. Pass turn. He wants to go right to attacks. He must have Ember Cleave, which means 3, 3 again. If I block here, I take 6. Token dies. Ember Cleave here does nothing to me. This is the play. Yep. I mean, I'll take 10, I think. But that's fine. I'm most likely gonna make him sleep next turn. So it's more than fine. Gonna find our planes. Oh, we must have milled the planes. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Footbite Fiend probably makes the most sense. We need to get rid of the Annex. Swing for 5. Fiend. Get rid of the Annex by sacrificing the Fiend and the token. Seems crazy to get rid of a 5/5 flyer, but if we get Annex off the board, it's going to be really hard for him to come back. So I think we're okay with it. Ember Cleaves all day long. That's fine. We'll let you trade with the Fiend Artisan. We'll gain the life back from the Luris. I'll just bring the Fiend Artisan back with my Luris. Welcome to life. Yeah, he's just dead. There's another one. I don't want to kill Samus. I love Samus. Metroid is great. We're going to keep this. No Priest, no Fiend Artisan, so it's not optimal. But it looks like it curves out decently well. So it is worth keeping. Plays an Innkeeper. Hopefully we can get rid of that Innkeeper. Yeah, he would have been very stupid to block that. You can't attack him with it either. Innkeeper Clover. This deck, man, I tell you. Just gotta go for it. You just gotta try to get there. We have a lot of damage potential. Between the Bastion, 2 Scorpions, Call of the Death Dweller, we have a lot of damage potential, even outside of our attacks. He's just helping me. Alright, he's at half-life. That is pretty rough, not gonna lie. We're gonna fetch a swamp. We're gonna use Call of the Death Dweller. Actually, we probably shouldn't. No, we're gonna save it. Drop our 1-drops. Swinging for 2. Pass the turn. We're gonna wait until something else is in the yard. Then we'll call it the Death Dweller. Hopefully it will be our Scorpion. Because bringing back 2 Scorpions when he's this low on health would probably be game. Alright, Innkeeper. Triggers. Draws a card, he puts his giant down. I think it's just too slow. We're gonna hit that card out of his graveyard. Just in case he's packing Uro. He's probably not. We're just gonna go for it. Whatever he blocks, we'll bring back with Call of the Death Dweller. Just need to get damage in. And we're looking pretty good. Death Touch on the Scorpion because we want to trade with it. Menace on Timurit because we want to get the extra point of damage through next turn if we attack. Plays Nissa. It's pretty good. I don't know if it will be good enough. Probably won't be good enough. He can't block anything. That's what's so great about this deck. You get them low enough that by the time they can recover, they can't recover because of your Bastion. You know what? We'll get rid of the land. Not high enough power anyways, it doesn't matter. So, we get him to 1. View battlefield. What do we have? 2-drop, 1-drop, 1-drop. Let's grab another 2-drop. Just in case the extinction events. We're still in good shape. Although he's not running black, so I don't know why I would think he would extinction event. Nope, we got him. Temur Adventures with Nissa. You done. If it bleeds, we can kill it. We will keep this hand. It's not incredible. But it looks like it can get there. Oh, I got rewarded. Top deck to Priest. And he's probably playing a lot of counter spells. Let's try and bait a flasher. Didn't expect that to work. Let's get out a counter spell. No, Night Ponder. Wow. We might have a chance. Blocks. Let's see what he does. Play another land. Swing with the Fiend. We're gonna chump it. He's gonna chump it. Wow. Unbelievable. I can't believe he did that. I'm gonna try and get rid of that Night Bonder. We're gonna try so hard. Wasn't meant to be. Take your turn, Fitzwolf. Drops a tap land. That's not too bad. At this point, I'm worried about an extinction event. He's got an even casting cost creature. I've got 2 odd. Wouldn't be great. Let's see what he does. Fiend. Ping it. Starlit Phantom. What kind of awkward play is that? It's kind of a waste, isn't it? I feel like... Is it just me, chat? Or is that a waste? Oh, yeah, of course, Dan would make it work. I don't want to hear it. Well, if he swings in again, we've got the vampire. There's an argument to be made that I should have brought the priest in first. Just so we can get it online as quick as possible. But I think the sheer value of Luris means that that was the right play in this situation. What do I want to do here? We're gonna try some shenanigans. My hope is he'll trade with Luris. Oh, he is, but not with who I wanted. He's gonna do it with the Blacklands Paragon. That's a bummer. We can afford it. We're gonna play the priest first in case he has a counter spell. If that makes it through, we're gonna call the Death Dweller to get back Luris. But if he's smart, he saves. Nope, no counter spell. It's a race. I feel like we're ahead. Might not be, but I feel like we are. Fitzwolf. No blocks. That's fine. We're gonna conserve right now. That's all. I'm gonna sack the Fiend and the Vessel. What's great here is the Fiend targets the borrower first. So he has to sack the other creature. Which is incredibly good for us. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna do this. See what he does. Nothing. I have a feeling he's going to do something to disrupt this, but we have to try. Walking? Nope. Well then, we're in a damn good position. He drops a Slither Wisp. Definitely gives him some staying power. 2 Slither Wisps. That could be detrimental. We're gonna try to push through it. Alright. Man, this is a good hand. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. Top Bastion. Next to combat. Puts him at 1. And we have Priest online. Let's see what he does. He's gonna block it. And he scoops it up. We got there. I had a feeling. I had a good feeling. Alright, Ibanez. A man after my own heart. We've got no priest and no fiend artisan. But the hand is too good not to keep. So we're gonna go for it. Life gain, most likely. We're gonna drop a vessel. Normally I'd want to drop a gutter bones there, but he trades with the Alseed, and that's unpleasant. It seems like he's got tunnel vision. He just wants the priest to get bigger, and that's good for us. Like the fact that he threw away his Alseed and let me get my vessel in the graveyard is very good for us. We're gonna play slow and safe. No attacks. We want to trade the vampire so we can get it back with the Call of the Death Dweller. But we also want to make sure he doesn't get in with the priest. This is a good opportunity. Make him waste another Alseed. Prevent some damage. That's good for us. And then we do shenanigans. Alright, all the shenanigans. No attacks. Linden can't swing with the priest. We're in a very good position here. Swing with you. We're just gonna take our time. Get there with a demon. Hold back the vampire as a blocker. He does have Heliod now, which is a problem. But he can still only attack with Heliod. Should be fine. I'm not terribly worried. Could do 10, 15. I can do 15 to him right now. I don't think that's enough. I think the plan is to do that next turn. Do we tap out? We're gonna keep the shrine in our hand. I want him to think we have a trick. He's out of mana. So confused. You attack with just him? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me in. Rival and revenge. I guess we just win, right? We just play revenge and win because of veto. That was easy. The grind is real, boys. We'll keep this. Honestly, Twitter is probably better than Facebook, just for kind of like pushing your presence and getting it out there. But I never got involved in Twitter. I've heard it's a cesspool, and I've always used Facebook, and so my Facebook following is pretty large, so it just makes sense to try to organically carry that over for me. But if you're starting from scratch, it might make more sense to just do Twitter. It's like the one thing I expect to be criticized for is, why no Twitter link? You have everything else except Twitter, and every other streamer uses Twitter. But like, maybe I'll add it at some point, but I have to start from scratch with Twitter, whereas my other social media pages I don't. So alright, we have to kill the butcher, right? No matter what, we have to kill the butcher. Which means even though I want to drop the Fiend Artisan to get it online as soon as possible, we need to play these guys. Because Butcher needs to go away. There's a ghost form. It's a pain in the ass. Now I think since he has priority, his will resolve first? Or does it go on the stack first? Well, this will be a good way to test. I'm hoping his resolves first so that I can ping. Wait, no, because I'll have to target upon death before it comes back. So that makes no sense. Yeah. Walk with the Scorpion. I do have my Twitter handle secured. I just haven't bothered to try to grow it because, like, it's gonna be a lot of work, and wrapping my head around Twitch as it is and the YouTube channel is already enough. So once I'm used to everything else, that's another thing that I'll add in. But it is definitely last on the list. What do we do here? We have another Butcher. I think we want to capitalize on our things dying as much as possible. That's fine. It was going to happen anyway. So better it happens now than later when we have vampires that die in the night. Robber of the rich. The robber of the me. I think now it makes more sense. Try to get the Fiend Artisan online. Yeah, this is a really good position to be in. Like, what's he gonna do? 2 for 1? Ooh, I guess that's what he's gonna do. But he can't sack it. So, I don't know how good that actually was. In fact, I'm inclined to think that it wasn't very good at all. Swing in and he'll take it. Plays another vessel. Oh, he plays it from the graveyard. That's relevant. What is the likelihood that I can kill the Lurrus next turn? Very low. No block. If I could have killed the Lurrus, I would have blocked the vessel. What do we need to do here? This is what we need to do. We're gonna grab the priest. And we're gonna try to set up for next turn. It's scary because he's got a demon online, but with a priest and 2 bastions out, that can be really explosive. No blocks, just come at me with everything. Definitely gonna play some of my stuff. The question is what? Probably revive, right? And the butcher. The question is, where do we go from here? I'm gonna try and sack these guys. Get a whole bunch of triggers off. Make the artisan bigger. See what he does. He's in a pretty rough position, to be completely honest. I do an awful lot of damage when my things die. I'm pretty sure I can kill him next turn. Especially if he tries to swing at me this turn. I'm gonna drop the veto out of nowhere and he's not even gonna see it coming. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I guess we have to block something, right? And that means we need to make sure we top deck a creature. What else does he have? He's got nothing in hand. He can play one of those. He has no sack outlets. I don't have to block. He can only get me down here. Pay 1. Sack this guy. Yeah, I think I got him. I just needed the extra life gain. And now we're good. Boom! We got him. Chat, we did it. Now that wraps up our very first daily deck on the Capricorn channel. As you might guess, starting a channel like this is really daunting, and we don't expect it to grow overnight. But if you could like, subscribe, share it with a friend, all those YouTube shenanigans, we'd really appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow for another daily deck.